All right. Well, welcome everyone to this very special edition of TG1F, an F1 podcast with Kate and Nicole, and now husband Nick. There he is. Nick, don't forget this is also audio, so you do have to talk sometimes.
Okay.
Nick always forgets when we're doing these. He always forgets and he just like smiles.
That's like when I reply to all of our text groups with GIFs, though.
Yeah, Nick
Same
is
thing.
very non-audio.
Yeah, he's
non-vocal.
visual. He's visual. It's okay.
He does enough
So
talking during the day.
a lot of you have been following this journey from beginning to the end, which was the wedding. So we thought we would just give you kind of an inside scoop on what wedding planning looked like, what the big day looked like, bachelorette, bachelor shower, and just kind of talk about and relive all of it because if not for us, for you, obviously. So
yeah, it's totally like not us just wanting to talk about it forever and ever and ever and ever every day.
So we figured that since I was not married, I was not getting married, I would essentially play interviewer.
Contrary to popular belief, Nicole and I did not actually get married at my wedding. It was Nick, not Nicole.
Yeah, contrary to popular belief. I almost commented on the video or on the photos that were just posted and like I was gonna be like tag me in that because obviously you can see my handwriting on your arm and I wanted to be like I'm obviously in the photo.
You're
it's obviously me too. always watching. So I think, we talked a little bit in a couple episodes, like actually when it happened around the engagement. But for anyone who might be a new fan, who might be listening for the first time, what did the engagement look like? I think this is kind of Nick's
I'm gonna let
time
Nick
to shout
because he planned it for so long and I was just blissfully in the dark.
Yeah, well, I had 6 years to plan. Kate and I got together in 2017. And in 2018, 2019, her dad looked at me and said, do me a favor, make sure that her little brother David, who is 6 years younger than her, graduates from college before I propose.
David was a freshman in college.
It's a lot of money for a dad to spend.
Took me in literally, figured it would be easier on all of us if I just waited until we'd been together for 6 years. And anyway, I was thoughtful
you went to David's graduation and you said, let's go.
Yeah, a couple months later, I'm sitting in the bar with David and Mike. I asked for Mike's permission, old school. I already had a ring, assuming that he would say yes, considering he gave me his blessing 4 years earlier when he told me to wait for David to graduate. And my plan was to propose at Chatham Bars Inn, which is on the Cape where Kate's parents got married. I had a plan A, a plan B. I didn't have a plan C. We'll get there.
Much like Ferrari, you have
much like Ferrari,
right? So we went for a spa day, had couples massages, hung out by the pool. It was the perfect day, and I'm trying to get Kate off my scent. Meanwhile, I'm anxious as can be. I really didn't tell a soul. I told Nicole like the day of. I'm like, hey, by the way, I'm proposing today. Don't text Kate.
I know I had dinner plans that night and I was like, hey, so sorry. We're going to have to push because I can't be on the subway if Kate's trying to FaceTime me when it happens. Like I have to wait until I get the call. Like, I'm sorry, I can't. So
yeah, maybe I would have given you 48 hours heads up, but it all went according to plan. So trying to throw Kate off my scent, I give her like 20 minutes after we get this couple's massage to shower and do her makeup. And we're going to this dinner at this fancy restaurant that I played off as being an inconvenience. I was like, it's the only place that'll take a reservation on the grounds. Rush her to my plan A. It's this beautiful landing that looks over the beach. Gonna hit a knee. And
meanwhile, I'm sweating.
Yeah.
I am so sweaty. I'm annoyed at him because he gave me 20 minutes. I'm literally oiled up from this massage. And he's like, all right, meet you outside in 20 minutes. And I was like, I have to shower, I have to change, I have to do a full face of makeup, I have to blow dry my hair.
You're like, we're going to a nice restaurant. I can't show up.
I was like, in 20 minutes, I was like, okay, listen, it's 6 o'clock. Our reservation is at 7 o'clock. I surely do not need, and it'll take us 5 minutes to walk there. I surely do not need to be ready at 6:20, 40 minutes early. And he was like, Kate, just do it. And I was like, I guess. So I tried my hardest. Obviously, took a little longer than 20 minutes. But then we're walking and it's hot out. And I'm like sweating because after you blow dry your hair and you're like dripping sweat because
you're sweaty. Yeah.
blowing yourself with hot air. And I was like, so I'm sweating. I'm anxious. I'm like, am I ready in time? I'm so sorry, Nick. And I'm like, and it's hot out. And he's trying to be sweet and hold my hand. And I'm like, leave me alone right now. I was like, please do not touch me. I am so sweaty. Like human contact right now is just going to make it worse. And meanwhile, Nick's just like, dude, I'm just trying to propose to you.
His hand is so sweaty because he's nervous about proposing. Your hand is sweaty because you're hot.
So anxious. I had so much nervous energy going through my body. I had only told you, and I think it was Emily via text, that obviously asked for permission.
Yeah.
So I think the people that were in the know, Kate's dad, Kate's mom, Kate's brother, you, and Emily, who ended up marrying us. We'll get there. But I had so much.
Day?
Oh, and Day, of course. Yeah. Well, there were a couple of people that knew, but whatever. I'm so nervous. I have this ring burning a hole in my fucking pocket that I just had this weird urge to show the ladies behind the counter at the spa that my plan in the next 15 minutes was to propose because I just had to fucking tell someone.
You just had to tell someone.
Now, these two sweet women at Chatham Bars in Spa, I don't know their names, but shout out to them, are about to fucking ball in this behind the counter in the spa. Kate's 15 minutes behind me. I need 5 minutes to get ready. And they're just like, take all of the things. Here's a free candle. Have a matchbook. You want to come back tomorrow? So then I step outside. I'm pacing back and forth. The next thing that happens is this spa is right next to a golf course. Not right next to where a ball should ever be hit into where I was standing, but close enough that I knew where the ball came from. Almost got hit with a fucking golf ball, landed 5 feet away from me. That would have been crazy. Took me out. Kate checks my pockets. That would have been a cool way. So we hold sweaty hands. We walk our happy asses down to the beach. My plan is to propose on this landing. And seconds before we get there, this family of 5 just swoops right the fuck in. Well, I'm not going to just stand next to this family of 5 and propose. I have a plan B. We walk down the stairs. There's this great little platform on the beach. We get to the platform. There is a wedding, a father of the bride speech taking place no less than 50 feet away from plan B. I don't have a plan C. Planned ahead enough, but not far enough to be able to know what I was going to do next.
Yeah.
So we have this dinner that I rushed her for. I don't know where the hell I'm going to do it. I have to do it because Liz Dick, now Tagle, sent a bottle of champagne.
So Liz also knew.
And Liz had planned to send this bottle of champagne to the table because I think it was her way of holding me to it as though I wasn't going to propose. She's like, well, if I send a bottle of champagne and say congratulations to your table,
you
have to do it before
dinner.
And I'm like, thanks, Liz. I don't have a plan C. Maybe I could have done it at or after dinner, but now I just have to do it as I'm walking up these stairs. So we're walking up these wooden stairs, probably about 50, 60 feet up. There's this pergola at the top of the stairs, and I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, if I hit a knee, behind me is the beach. It'd probably be a really pretty view for Kate. So I'm trying to get Kate's attention. I'm nervous as can be. Kate is in a rush, probably pretty pissed at me for rushing her to get to dinner. And the first thing that came out of my mouth to get her attention was, hey, butthead. She turns around. I'm on a knee with a ring in hand. Fortunately, it was pretty. I don't know what I said. I blacked out. Turns around and goes, no, you're not. So the first word that came out of Kate's mouth as I'm on a knee with a ring in my hand was
no.
No, you're not.
We're already hey butthead and no, you're not. Already off to a great start.
Match made in heaven.
I mean, doesn't get any more literally typical of us than that.
Now, Kate, because she's always expecting paparazzi to be around, is like, who else is here? No one. We're just going to dinner. Wait, dinner is real? Yes, dinner is real. I thought maybe we'd have a meal. Your parents and a couple of family friends are at your house. That's all there really is to it. Now, the only thing I didn't do for our proposal was hire a photographer. Mm-hmm. It was peak summer on the Cape. I couldn't get one.
We didn't have Albert
and I just thought, you know what? We'll do one of those things where we pose. We'll make up for it. The family on the landing watched me propose to Kate, as did like half of the people staying on the property that were listening to outdoor music across the street, start applauding. The family of 5 has an older daughter who catches no less than 100 photos of us. They're blurry. But it was a great gesture, a great effort. She airdropped them to me, and that was our proposal.
And then obviously the first person I called after was Nicole, not my parents. Nobody, Nicole.
I had to know. I had to be.
No,
I had to be
We're
there.
obviously first on my list. So that was proposal. It was very fun.
It was a beautiful moment. I cried. I mean, obviously, you guys knew what was coming. Kate showed Nick her wedding Pinterest board 11 days into their relationship. And, you know, they'd shopped for rings. So it's not like it was a complete.
Right. It was not like out of the blue. Like I knew it was
Yeah.
going to come at some point.
Yeah. And so they've been talking about it forever. But I did still cry when I got the phone call. So that was just a little bit of a inside look into what the ceremony would look like for me. So
it was just a sneak peek for you.
Me too.
It said, "Bitch, get ready."
But you guys didn't do any sort of engagement party or anything like that. You just went straight to bachelorette parties. And my gripe is that I did not get invited to Nick's bachelor party, which it's fine. I've let it go. Clearly. But you guys both had really fun, really great, like personality reflected parties for your respective parties. So Nick, you took the guys and a few select ladies to Bama and went to Alabama football game, Tuscaloosa. Let's go. And Kate and I went up to New Hampshire and we just had Camp Kate, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen the photos of that, which was incredibly fun. But I think they were both such great reflections of who you guys are as people and like what you like to do with your friends.
It was literally so perfect. Like I still think about it and I'm like, that was like the best weekend. It was so much fun. I like want to do it again. It like obviously doesn't have to be about me, but it could like I just like want to do that again with all my friends. Like it was so much fun. But I'm gonna flip the script here, Nicole, and I'm gonna interview you really quickly because you were the maid of honor. Which I made you wait for a little bit to get asked. You were so mad at first because I asked Liz and I posted about it that Liz was going to be my matron of honor because she's married. And you were like, are you kidding me?
No, you know what? It's not that I was like that because I kind of expected it because you and Liz have been friends since childhood. So I was like, it's fine. Like, I get it. It's not, this is your wedding. You get to do what you want to do.
Yeah, but you're also definitely mad.
Sure, but like not really.
Yeah, but so then I saw you because you came the next day after or like pretty soon.
I came sometime. I think it was
Labor.
It was bitter ballin' weekend. It was bitter ballin' weekend when I fucked it up because I remember that we were stewing the meat and that's when you asked me. So it had to have been early August or like early September.
We were stewing the meat. Yeah, that did not go well. Yeah, cool. Because I think it was like right after, and so like we went to the beach, and I asked Carly to be a bridesmaid, like on her way, and she was like, "Yeah, Nicole is kind of bitter."
Yeah, you hadn't asked me yet. I don't remember why.
I just kept making you wait because I'd asked my cousin.
You asked Carly.
I asked my cousin because she was there when we got engaged, and I'd asked Liz, and I asked Carly, and then we just sat on the beach all day, and I waited until like the next day, and I finally asked you, and you were like, "Yes."
I don't think I realized that all of that happened.
It was really funny.
Because I knew, right? So it was just a matter of when she asked you.
There was no real doubt in my mind that I wouldn't be asked to at least be part of the wedding.
Right.
But I was just like maybe
so
it's a
stupid if she thinks she's not going to be the maid of honor. Like it's an obvious choice. But it was funny because I just knew that you were like waiting for it. And I was like, this is
stewing.
Just so
stewing meat and stewing my emotions.
Meat and stewing on if you were going to be maid of honor. It was like you were waiting for the school to post the roles for the school play.
Exactly. Exactly. I was waiting to see if I was getting the lead. Yeah.
You were the lead, or were you going to be the leader? Or were you going to be the ensemble?
Oh, or was I going to be the stand-in? That's what I was going to
The
be.
understudy.
The understudy. Which
So anyways,
essentially,
you
it's
were
fine. I kind of was the understudy for this because Liz obviously got married last summer. And so she was just so much more knowledgeable on everything than I was. So, like, I would defer to Liz on almost everything because I was like, if you know what you're doing, please feel free to like take the reins and run with it. And obviously, we found out the summer that Liz was pregnant and having a baby. So, I am very glad that it was the two of us because I think we balanced each other out like really well in terms
yeah.
of like handling the load and being able to plan certain activities. But I was just like, because I helped your mom with the shower and like
Yeah.
Liz was not really present in that. And I was just like, I don't know. I don't know what a shower is like. Like, I have never even been to a wedding shower before, like a bridal shower. I don't know what to expect.
I mean, I think that was also really good though too because Nick and I from the very beginning we were like we don't want our wedding to be like super super traditional and like I don't feel the need to like do all of the really traditional things like and if people do that's totally fine but I was like if I'm having a bridal shower like I don't need to like play a bunch of games. I don't need to sit in front of people and like open my gifts. Like
Yeah.
it's totally fine. So I feel like you not having like all like not having done it a ton before like aided in you being able to like do things a little
Bring
differently.
a fresh
Although I did
perspective.
play a game at the bridal shower because I wanted to at least one. Nick's gonna like
And
mad.
I
Oh,
guess who didn't plan the game? Me. So
let's talk about the shower though. Here's what you did do. In typical Nicole fashion, she threw a party and she served as bartender
And she got everyone
and
fucked up.
decided to make fully alcoholic tap beverages where you needed to add your own mixer. Totally fair. I would have known how to handle myself and did when I showed up. Who didn't? All of my mom's friends, all of my aunts, plastered, absolutely fucking hammered.
And everyone's like, who's to blame here?
And you know
Obviously,
what?
and
Wouldn't
Nicole.
have had it any other way. I showed up.
they had a good time at the wedding. It was funny because I was talking to them and they were just like, "We're not drinking." And I said, "You need a drink." And then I said, "I'll go get you a drink." And I went up to the bartender. I said, "Can you please make me a French 75?" And he's like, "What?" And I said, "I need a French 75. It's lemon juice, it's gin, it's simple syrup,
Prosecco.
and I was like, a prosecco." And he's like, "All right." He said, "We don't have lemon juice." I was like, "You got lemons right there. Squeeze a little bit in." And he literally he takes the pitcher full of lemon wedges and literally starts mashing the lemons with his fist to make lemon juice.
All right.
And then
Wow.
because this was like kind of the end of the night, it was like almost the end of the night. And
Amazing.
so then he pours them into the cups. He takes the lemon juice, he takes the gin, he takes a little, he's like, "I don't have any simple syrup." And I said, "Okay, do you have Sprite or ginger ale?" He's like, "I got ginger beer." And I said, "All right, throw it in." And threw that in with the prosecco, and I went up and I handed it to Mara and Lydia, and I said, "Here you go. Here's two French 75s." And they said, "You bastard." And I said, "Thank you so much."
Checks out.
Incredible. But I think I'm gonna rewind a little bit to the Bachelorette because I feel like if anyone here is listening and is, getting married or is a maid of honor, has a bachelorette party to plan, how did that go for you? And like what did you do? What are some like tips that you have for like planning a bachelorette party?
Yeah, well, as you know, I'm not the planner out of the two of us. That's not my forte. I like can't go on vacation without Kate because she sends me a full packing list, full itinerary. That's what she does. And so in February, we're like, Liz and I are trying to wrangle people. And at least for me, I'm someone who can stick to a schedule and like I need things to be done by a certain time. And so like I'm also not afraid to play bad cop. So as people were kind of like wishy-washy on whether or not they were coming to the Bachelorette, I was like, "You're in or you're out. I'm not playing this game with you. You're in or you're out." Okay. And so like that was kind of my role, was like
Bad
herding the
cop?
cats and making sure that we had the group and they were dedicated to coming. And so Liz and I looked at a couple of places, and Kate was obviously included in this because we were like, "It's your bachelor. We want you to like pick a place that you're you want to stay at. But outside of Kate picking the location, she was not really involved in anything. And so Liz and I picked a theme. We planned the little sweatshirts and merch things that we made with the help of Riley, and, planned the meals and the activities. And it was just like really fun to be able to plan something for someone else in a way that I also got to benefit from.
Yeah. It was so good. The camp theme was so good. If anyone is planning a bachelorette, the camp theme was literally incredible, especially if you have a big group of people that not all of them necessarily know each other.
Yeah.
It was like it was just like great, like without being an icebreaker. Like it was just a really great bonding because nothing bonds people more than being able to like shit talk and
Be
like
competitive.
So like
Yeah.
having the blue team and the purple team and having people on it and like compete in different like camp games. So then like the blue team really bonded and they were like, fuck
Mhm.
the purple team, we're better. And like it was just like people, like even at the wedding, like I feel like people were still bonding over that. I mean, like
Yeah.
there's like 15 photos in the shared album of Carly and Hannah pretending to throw beer
Playing
pong
beer pong,
balls
yeah.
because they were the beer pong tournament champions. Like it was just like so much fun. It was like the best theme. It was the best theme. It was
Yeah.
so good.
And I think that kind of comes from my background in community management, where I know that it's not easy to like put people in a room if they don't know each other, right? So that kind of forces people into a kinship.
Yeah.
And I think it went really well. So if you are also thinking about this, like having games and like kind of dedicated activities will help bring people together in a really bonding way. Yeah. So many people are like, so same time next year, like it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
Kate's Bachelorette, but like we want to do this again. So
Like,
I
I
think
think
it's
also the
just,
best was having like an ongoing activity that everyone could do because we had the friendship bracelet
mhm,
station and like that was a sweatshop.
yeah.
That was like an assembly line. Like people were
We
in
had
there
crafts, we
sun up
had
to
outdoor
sundown.
activities,
People were
games.
making friendship bracelets.
Yeah,
But it was nice because it was just something that like people could just sit down and do and like you could talk, but you could also just be like kind of doing this. And
yeah,
there were some people that were like the experts in like tying it or like so everyone had to kind of talk to each other. But like if anyone was like feeling not like left out, but like they weren't really doing anything, they could just like go sit down there and like do that.
yeah,
And it was like just like a really
100%.
good like ongoing activity for the
Yeah.
weekend.
We had lots of shenanigans, lots of good bonding time, and I think everyone left, like, really grateful, and it was such a testament to the type of friends that you have that everyone was, like, so close, and welcoming and ready to sign back up for a second Camp Kate, at any given moment, but
Nice.
it was really fun. But Nick, I am curious about your bachelor party and how much you remember from it.
And how much yeah, how much you remember from it.
Well,
How much did you like you did a decent amount
Of
of
plan.
getting people into shape, of planning, right? Like
yeah, well, I think the challenge is that to do it right, you have to have experience going to an Alabama game. And fortunately,
mm,
my best man and I met at college orientation. So I don't want to say that I was too heavily involved.
yeah,
Day did a really good job of coming to me, giving me multiple choice options or asking me multiple choice type questions and just letting
eliminating
me
decision
run with it,
fatigue. Yep.
while also making it so that it was something that I could do in 10 seconds via text.
Mhm.
Right? So it was, hey, we're going to, and I'll give you the rundown. So a bunch of us flew down from Boston on the same flight. We met a couple of others who were also flying into Atlanta from different cities, and we rented a van, 12 passenger, Ford
Sprinter van.
Transit, stuffed it to the gills, and drove 3 hours to Tuscaloosa. Liz's husband, Rob, uh, graciously drove, stopped for refreshments. We get to this
You
lake.
guys
Pussy.
went to
We
Bucky's.
went to Bucky's. One of the best experiences. Actually, I think one of the highlights of my bachelor party was day one. We stop at Bucky's on the way. David stops at the barbecue station and is just in fucking awe. Hands on his face, jaw dropped. He turns to me. I have it on video, and he goes, "This place is bigger than our grocery store." It was the purest thing to come out of a 23-year-old mouth.
Welcome to the world, David.
Ugh, it was incredible. So we finished our drive. We were going to go out. Actually, we did go out. We get into Tuscaloosa. We go to this bar that I used to frequent. And I think to myself, it's empty. It is just townies and locals. It's a Thursday night. I'm thinking to myself, where'd everybody go? And then I had this sudden realization that the reason why I used to go to this bar on Thursdays and Fridays was because no one was fucking there. We have a drink. Everybody's pissed at me because I keep putting my hand in my pocket and bless them for it. But I order, I think it was like 8 Coors Lights. It's $2 a Coors Light. I know this. So I pull a $20 bill out of my pocket and everybody's like, put your money away. I'm like, wait for it. We live in Massachusetts where there is no happy hour.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. I put the $20 on the bar and she goes, $16, sweetie. Keep the change. And everybody who had never been to Alabama before, most of the group is like, what?
Definitely a cheap outing for the
We have
gang.
our stale Coors Lights. We get back in the van. We finish our drive to the lake house, and it's just majestic. It was far too nice for us to be there for the weekend for the reasons why we were there. We had just enough people for like only 1 or 2 people to be sleeping on couches or floors or whatever. We spent most of our time floating in the lake until Saturday rolls around. It's game day. It's Alabama, Texas. Texas won. It was the only blemish on the weekend. And we were up and at 'em early. We're listening to Sexy Red full blast in the Bible Belt, driving to campus. We get to our tailgate station. I got to wave the Wazoo flag. I got to go to a bar that I used to work at and frequent. It was perfect. Blacked out a little bit. Only a couple of hours midday. Actually, I don't even want to say I blacked out. I browned out a little.
You browned out. You browned in, browned out.
The only person more fucked up than me was David, Kate's little brother. There was petty theft. There were multiple shotguns of the drinking variety, not of the shooting variety.
Yeah. I mean, it's Alabama. You never know.
We get David into the stadium, and this place is majestic. 105,000 people stuffed into the stadium. Lights are on, no one's home. David is just leaning over, watching the game, kind of eyes shut. These mothers, Texas fans, are sitting in front of us, looking at us like we're the worst friends ever. And I'm like, it's okay. He goes to raves on the weekend. Like, he's going to be just...
He'll be fine, yeah.
He has a water. He'll be good. 2 quarters go by. He comes to, happy as can be, and then Alabama loses the game. So I was kind of hoping next time David stays in that, like, wishy-washy state.
Yeah.
But it was perfect. We were hungover. We flew to the airport, drove to the airport the next day, flew home, and that was that. So I was only brown out for 2 hours, the whole bachelor party.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. This is 30. This is 30.
Yeah, then I came home and turned 30 days later. And I was in Italy a week before that.
I was going to say, your whiplash was, your culture shock was...
Speaking in Milan, floating in a beautiful lake to being in Lake Tuscaloosa, which was great in its own right.
I was going to say, also pretty beautiful, huh? Just 2 cultural experiences back to back.
It was something. It's all about balance.
It is. It is. It really is. But yeah, and then obviously we had the shower, like Nick said. I helped Kate's mom plan the shower, which was like garden tea party. Unfortunately, it did rain, so we had to have an indoor garden tea party. But I think everything still came together really nicely.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I think
big tip for future brides or anyone planning anything having to do with a wedding is just like, it's gonna work out. Like, you're gonna have expectations.
Let go and let God.
Yeah, like you're gonna have expectations because you're obviously planning things for so long, and you like have these ideas in your head. And if you're like me, you're a psycho, and you've had a Pinterest board forever, and like you just have ideas of how things are gonna be. And there's things that you can control, and then there's things you just can't, which is the weather. Like, you just can't control the weather as much manifesting as we do. But it's gonna work out. Like, I was like kind of upset for a couple days that it was going to rain for the bridal shower, because I had like this image in my head. My parents have like the most like magical backyard with like rock gardens, and it's like looks like a fairy garden like all over. And I was like, this is perfect for like a tea party. We have like tables all over and string lights, and it'll be like so beautiful. And then the rain comes, and so I was like kind of bummed, because I was like, we're gonna have to do it inside, and like the inside is not what I want. But we pivoted really quickly, and like my mom did a great job making it just like so beautiful inside with
Yeah.
string lights. And so like the lighting was gorgeous and everything was set up perfectly. And it was like really nice to have it like a little more contained so that people were there and had to talk to each other because it wasn't like this vast backyard to
Yeah.
walk in. So and it turned out perfectly. Like I actually would rather it be inside than outside now that I like look back. So I think that's like number one tip is just like it's gonna be okay. And but like think about your alternative plans because I was just like so focused on it that I didn't even think about the possibility of rain. So like think
Like,
about your
listen, there could be a family of 5 at
Have
your
a
first
plan B.
destination. There could be, a
yeah,
wedding
a father of the
happening.
bride speech
There could be
happening.
rain. There could
Yeah,
be,
you gotta
plan
have
C.
backup plans.
You gotta have plans. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the bridal shower was so beautiful. I loved that so much. Like it's a fun time to just like see the people that you love before the wedding and like really be able to like spend time with them and talk to them. Because wedding day is tough to do that. And then
I feel like you guys did a pretty good job, though, as an objective
thank you.
third party, at your wedding. I feel like you both got to enjoy it and speak to the folks, at the wedding
Yeah,
because
it's tough because you want to whatever one you like both things like you want wish that you could have done more of. Like
Mhm.
simultaneously, I wish I danced more and like just spent more time like dancing with my friends, listening to music and like just like having fun. And I also wish that I like spent more time with people. Like I wish I spent
Yeah.
more time with my mom at my wedding, but like she was talking to people and I was talking to people trying to get to everyone. I wish I spent more time with like my family members that like flew in that I haven't seen in years. And like I think there's like always like I wish I spent more time with different
Yeah.
people. But at the same time I wish I danced more. So I feel like we like probably did it a pretty good split. Um, but yeah, wedding weekend.
Let's get to wedding weekend because I'm sure this is what people are really excited about. So, Kate had a action-packed wedding weekend. Flew in Thursday morning, bright and early to Boston.
You did. You flew in.
I did, yes,
Yeah.
I did, because Kate had her spray tan Thursday morning, and then we met up. Well, not met up, but we both drove up separately to the hotel on Thursday, which was really fun because we had our basically rehearsal on Thursday night because we
Yeah.
couldn't do it on Friday.
And the hotel was so lovely. Like,
It was.
oh my God, they were so nice too. First of all, you walk in and it was just like stunningly beautiful inside. Like,
Yeah.
it's like all renovated and they were okay. First of all, this is like the best because so I had my spray tan that morning. I have to like wait 4 to 5 hours to shower. So I'm like, all right, I'm getting my spray tan. I'm gonna grab a coffee and like I'm gonna head to the hotel and like so I'm like wearing like my ugliest outfit in the world because I'm like I'm not it's like kind of cold out so I have to like cover my body but also like I can't sweat because I have spray tan on, but I don't want anything that like I'll care about if it gets spray tan on it because I won't
Mhm.
wash it for a while. So I have on like big baggy sweats, a like loose t-shirt that doesn't really like long sleeve t-shirt that doesn't really match. I have my like lime green Crocs on and my hair up in a bun. I'm like I've never looked uglier. Like I like, look terrible. I walk into the hotel and I like go to check in and they're like, "Oh my God, you must be the bride." And I'll and they're like, "We've got a bride here. The bride is here." Like, come to find out, every single hotel employee has been alerted that a bride is coming in for her wedding weekend that day. And so everyone knows. And I'm like, I wish that I looked better because I don't look like a bride right now. I don't look like anyone that anyone would want to marry. But they were like so nice and they upgraded us for free to like the nicest suite in the hotel, which was great because we did hair and makeup at the hotel.
Mhm.
Like nice. We had this huge room with like a little fake fireplace and a like dining room table and a kitchen area.
It was
And a
perfect
tea
for
towel.
what you needed.
It was so great. It was like so nice as like kind of a hub for people to come and hang out. They also like made flyers for everyone with our shuttle times for the wedding and our like welcome drink time and
Mhm.
they gave us like a free day after breakfast for everyone, which was like so great. So yeah, like hung out in the hotel for the day, met up with everyone, went to the rehearsal at the venue. The only beautiful day that I've ever had at that venue.
It
Like
was beautiful.
it was like like the most stunningly beautiful autumn
New England fall
New England
day.
all day at this apple orchard
Crisp,
farmhouse.
the
Like,
beautiful sunset.
the foliage was popping, like everything was stunning, and I was like, and I know it's gonna rain on Saturday, so like at least we're here today. Got some photos of Nick in front of the tree that we were supposed to get married in front of. Like, it was great, whatever. But it was so fun to like show everyone like the whole venue, and it was just a really great day. And then we went to Kowloon,
Yeah.
an absolute
For any New England natives, Kowloon is the number one Chinese food place in the country. They bring in the most money out of any Chinese food restaurant, single location.
single location. Yeah.
Not like Panda Express or PF Chang's, but it is a thing of legends.
It's an
And
iconic, like an institution.
yeah, the entire time we were friends and living in Boston, we were like, we have to go. And we never got around to going. And we were like, if there's not a time to go, when would it be other than the night before your wedding?
It was
And
perfect.
so
It was
the crew
perfect.
went. I would highly recommend checking it out if you've never been. The food was really good.
Mm-hmm.
The atmosphere was incredible. The hospitality, we got a guided tour of the entire place.
We showed up with 15 people, no reservation,
And they were like, sure, right away.
no problem. Yeah,
I know. And you look at the parking lot, you're like, oh my God, we're going to be waiting 3 hours. Look how many people are here. It's like the Twilight Zone. Where was everyone?
It was empty.
We were going to have to do the Hooters across the street. Nope. You could split us up if you need to. No need.
Nope.
We could sit 15.
We have a whole
right
room
now.
for you, a full room just for your party. It was insane. I also think that this is something else that I really highly recommend for people is like, obviously you have your like more formal rehearsal dinner, usually the night before the wedding. But if you have people coming in like the day before or something, like I highly recommend just like a fun restaurant with like a smaller group of people, like your closest people. Like Kowloon was like, it's such a wild card place. Like it's Nicole's getting like scorpion bowls with people.
Yeah,
like,
we were getting scorpion bowls and spare ribs and like it was.
We got like 4 poo-poo platters for the like it was
with the torch in the middle of it.
Yeah. Poo-poo platter.
It felt like 1970s Las Vegas. Not that I'd ever been, but that's what this place was.
It was like
it
so
was
much
incredible.
fun. It just like was a really good like vibe set for the weekend.
Yeah.
It was like we're starting off on like a really high, and like we'll obviously do like more formal things, but like it was just really fun to like have like a really low stakes, low pressure, like fun night to kick off the weekend. I think that was
and
like
then
and then we went to the strip club.
I was gonna say we get back to the hotel and Carly, Danielle, and I are dead tired because we had all woken up at 3 a.m. to catch flights, and I get a text from Nick, nightcap ? And I said, yeah, I'm not gonna say no to the groom on his wedding weekend. I'll be downstairs, and so I kind of bullied Emily and Kate into coming with me. Because Emily was like, vibe check, are you guys going? And I was like, well, yeah, I'm gonna have FOMO if I don't go. So we all go, and we're sitting down there, and Sean, who's Emily's boyfriend, is like, we got to go to the strip club. And Nick's like, yeah, we got to go to the strip club. And I'm like, I'm not going to the strip club. Kate's already pieced out. She's done.
I was like, I was in bed
no.
before you guys even got me out of bed.
I come down in my bike shorts and my extra large Kowloon University t-shirt that I had purchased 1 hour before. And I'm like, I'm not going to the strip club. And if I'm going in this. But
I will say really quick, in terms of people listening and being like, that's so fucked up that Kate's new husband would like go to the strip club 2 nights before their wedding. It's not weird because like this is just like kind of a thing that we do.
It's our bit.
It's like a bit, like guys, TG1F's a bit, but like the strip club is also a bit of ours. We went for Nick's birthday a couple of years ago. It was our first time, and it was me and Nick, Nicole, and our friend Emily. And we just like literally had the craziest day in Boston, and we just like kind of hopped from like bar to bar.
It also involved Chinese food that night.
It did. It always does.
We went to Hong Kong.
And karaoke.
I just want to highlight that when we say that we went to the strip club for Nick's birthday, Nick didn't turn around and say, hey, can we go to the strip club?
We brought Nick to the strip club. We brought Nick to the strip club with his birthday as the excuse for us to go.
It was Nick and 3 girls, and we just went to the strip club. We were like, let's just go to the strip club.
And I was like, sure. Do you want to go
to
the strip club?
I think we enjoy the strip club more than Nick does. Like, it's like, so it was like, it's not weird. And
it's
like,
just like every time we get together, we're always like, should we go to the strip club?
Like, catch us at the strip clubs in Vegas. Like, we'll be there and we'll bring you guys with us. But yeah, so like this was not like a weird thing, like creepy pervy of Nick
So
to
I
like
am getting, I'm up, I'm standing, I'm getting ready to leave. And they're like, we're going to the strip club. It's 5-minute Uber. And I'm like, if I see on Snapchat in the morning that you guys are at the Golden Banana, I'm gonna be pissed, but I'm not coming. Like I'm gonna be mad, but I'm not coming. And lo and behold, I wake up. Carly's like leans over. She goes, "Did you open Snapchat? They went to the Golden Banana last night." I said, "God damn it!"
Yep. So we all, and you know what? God bless Sean. Sean follows through. Sean has a plan. He's going to make sure that we are all sticking to it. So
Yeah.
Sean goes, "Should we go to the strip club?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course we should. Nicole, you have to come. It's a thing that we do." Nah, dude, I'm wearing my Kowloon University shirt. I'm going to bed.
Like, I'm going to bed.
Kate has already excused herself.
She's gone.
So we all take the elevator upstairs. Myself, Emily, Sean, Nicole. I think you were probably in that elevator ride.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't in the elevator
You were
ride.
already-
I left you guys down there. Yeah.
So it's just myself, Emily, and Sean. We ride the elevator up. Emily and Sean are like, "All right, I'll see you." I'm like, "Okay, I guess we're not going to the strip club." My head hits the pillow. I walk into our room. Kate
No,
can't
literally.
sleep because the pillow wasn't soft or firm enough for her.
It
I
was
don't
not
really
firm enough.
know
Oh my God, it
which. I don't really know which one it was. But what I do know is this. Take my pants off. I climb into bed. Kate is beyond happy for me to be back in the room. And my phone lights up. It's Sean. We're in the elevator. Meet you in the lobby in 5. Now, I already verbally committed to going. It's a thing that we do. We never regret it. And so I look at Kate, who is days away from being my wife, having a very difficult time falling asleep.
Without
and I go, "Gotta go." What the fuck? Sean's in the elevator. So is Emily. They're going. The Uber's.
I gotta go.
I was like, okay, I guess.
So we went. So we show up to the Golden Banana on Route 1.
They did promise me. They're like, "We'll be home before midnight. If you come, we'll be home before midnight." And I
Well,
was
you know
like,
what?
"Still
We
too
were.
late for
They
me."
were.
We were
I
home
know.
close to midnight. It was.
Probably 12:15.
Listen, it was a whirlwind of an experience. But
Like 1 hour in the club.
Sean calls an Uber Black to get us to and from the hotel to the strip club, which was a 5-minute drive away. He's like, "We're gonna ball. We're gonna roll up in style."
Yeah, he's like, Nick, it's your wedding weekend.
It was a 2007 Suburban. Like, there was really nothing special about it. But we get there and we go in, and of course, if you've never been, you walk into these establishments. They check you at the door, make sure that you're wearing the appropriate things. Emily's wearing a gray hoodie and leggings, so
yeah, they don't actually care.
there's like one rule: like, don't wear a hat, don't wear gym shorts, don't wear a hoodie. They don't care. We walk right in. There are 16 people there, including us and staff. So naturally, we go sit at the stage, throw probably $200 in singles, call it a day, call an Uber. On our way out, Sean, who decided on the way in that he was going to buy merch, is adamant. He is going to get these keychains. They have a dog named Banana. We walk out with 3 Golden Banana keychains for free after buying $200 in drinks and throwing $200
Yep.
singles. But still,
Mhm.
keychains, and that was that. That was our strip club experience.
So then we wake up on the day before we are to be married. But that day was like very chill.
Yeah.
Didn't really
Yeah.
do much except we went and spent like $600 at
We had to
Walmart.
run errands. We just had to get some things.
We got
I ran errands for Kate. I had to get a dress because my newly dress didn't fit me, and so I had to run to the mall to get an outfit. And then we had rehearsal dinner.
we had the rehearsal dinner, which was so
Delicious.
good. It's one of our favorite restaurants. We really found it specifically for the rehearsal dinner because our hotel was like right next to this big
Walkable.
like shopping plaza. One of those like kind of like small towns, like small cities that has like food and restaurants and
Entertainment
shops
and- yeah.
entertainment and like kind of everything you could ever need. So we looked at all the restaurants there and we found one. It was like Mediterranean. It was so delicious. They gave us the whole like front section of the restaurant, like all enclosed in glass. They also gave us the outside section. They made little menus for it. It was just like really well done. And like they were so sweet and kind. But that was really fun to just have everyone there to get ready. We also had welcome drinks right after, which
Mhm.
I said from the beginning, I was like, I'll be there for 15 minutes because I got to wake up at 4 a.m. the next day. I'm not
Yeah,
staying
we-
for welcome drinks.
yeah.
I'm going to bed. Catch me there for like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, we were there for a lot longer than we anticipated.
Because like 75% of our wedding showed up to the
Yeah, everyone showed
welcome
up.
drinks. Like we thought like some people would come. Like no, everyone was there and everyone was excited. And I was like, there are people I haven't
They had
seen
one
here.
bartender for the 100 people that were in this restaurant
More
bar.
people showed up than we expected to
Yeah.
show up.
Yeah.
And that was the issue. More people
Yeah.
showed up than could comfortably fit in that hotel bar.
Yeah.
But we did
Other
it.
people tried to come in and like I feel like everyone for the welcome drinks acted as if we were a private party. We were like, who are these people? We don't know.
Sorry, who do you know here? Name 3
Who
brothers.
do you know here? They're like, we're a guest. We're a guest of the
Sorry.
hotel. We're allowed to be here too.
Sorry.
We're like, actually, please leave. I'm running around in my like fancy, gorgeous dress and my Crocs because my feet hurt from my heels, and I was like, I can't have my feet hurt tomorrow. I'm getting married. So I had my friend go upstairs and get my Crocs for me so I could wear those. Like family and friends like that we hadn't seen in years are all there. So we stayed for a long time. I ended up leaving Nick down there because I was staying in my friend Allie's room that night so that I didn't have to wake Nick up when we woke up, even though he definitely got woken up by us because it's an adjoining room. But I wanted to be kind to him that I wasn't getting up and like.
I locked up the bar.
I know you did. I expected that. So I leave. I look at Nicole and I'm like, it's time for bed. I'm looking at all my bridesmaids. I'm like, you, and you. It's bedtime. Go. Liz has been asleep for hours.
Yeah.
She's pregnant. She was like, I won't be there.
So Carly and I are both in the wedding, and we leave our plus ones. My sister and our friend Maggie are plus ones to this wedding. We leave them downstairs, and we go upstairs to bed. It's probably 10:15 at
I
this
drug
point.
myself immediately. Immediate sleeping pill to go to bed.
I'm glad I didn't, because then my sister comes in and she goes, Sean and I are beefing. And we're like, what are you and Sean beefing about? What could you possibly be beefing about? She goes, I don't remember. And what? My sister's so drunk. I'm like, oh my God. She's like, he just kept buying me drinks. And then I know that we were arguing about something and I gave him the finger. And so I FaceTime Emily and I'm like, what's going on? Sean and Danielle are beefing. And she goes, Sean is passed out in the bed. I don't know what they could possibly be beefing about because he's asleep. He came in and fell immediately asleep. So I don't think there's any real beef. And so Danielle was like, yeah, I can't remember. But she was very distraught. And then Carly goes, okay, did you set an alarm? I said, yep, I set an alarm 4:55.
Because everyone had to be in the suite at 5 a.m.
At 5 a.m. And I said, yep, don't worry. I set my alarm 4:55. 5:15 rolls around. Carly's like, get up. And I'm like, what? And I said, oh shit, I set my alarm for 4:55 p.m. Kate's texting, rise and shine, bitches. Everyone in the suite now. We got to get everyone into hair.
I'm like, hair and makeup is
Let's go.
starting. Like, people are here. They're waiting for you.
And I was like, I literally was fast asleep. I walked into the bridal suite and people were asking me questions and I was like, where the fuck am I? Like, please give me 5 minutes. Like, I literally had my bag packed, so I just grabbed it and walked out the door. I was like, I don't even know what my name is right now. Like, please give me a minute.
It was so funny because so I got up early just to make sure like I was up when people got there and like the makeup artists were getting there probably at like 4:45 for a 5 a.m. start and my friend Becky did hair and her friend, but they were staying at the hotel. I got them a room. So they were like, we'll come up like 4:45 too. So I got up a little early and I'm just like pacing, like don't know what to do with myself. I'm just like walking around, waiting for everyone. First of all, we go to sleep the night before. My cousin is a bridesmaid. She is at my door, like saying goodnight, hammered, like is just like slurring her words. And I was like, oh my God. I look at my friend Allie and she's like, I'm afraid for her tomorrow. Like, that's not going to be good. 4:59 in the morning, knock, knock. It's my cousin, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, has a sandwich in like she has a bagel. She has a little sandwich for herself. She has some snacks. She's like, I'm ready. And I was like, this is the most unexpected thing of the day. But like the whole morning was great. My hair and makeup teams were incredible. They were like ahead of schedule the whole time. Everyone
Guess what I was doing? Slanging espresso martinis left
Yeah.
and right.
You and Haley were just like, espresso martini, espresso martini, espresso martini. Got it. Like, absolutely whipping them out. It was so much fun.
Nick's mom gave me the best massage of my life.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was
Oh,
incredible.
good. I didn't know
I
about
was like laying on the couch, she just like massaging my face and like my scalp. And she's like, "You're a mess." And I was like, "I know, I need to go get a professional massage." And I was just like, "Thank you so much. I needed this so badly."
Oh, I love that. I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, and I was sitting next to her, and I was like, "It's my day. Do I get one?" And your mom
I
was
know, I said, "Get Kate." She said, "You'll both get a turn." And I said, "Okay, thank you."
yeah, so that was great. Everyone like looked awesome. The hair team was awesome. The makeup team was awesome. Everyone looked great. And then we left and we headed over to the venue. And this is what I mean, ladies, when I say things will be okay, even if things don't go to plan, because I had a schedule, a timetable by the minute of what was supposed to happen.
Yeah,
And
she
we
did.
were running like 5 minutes late. And so I'm texting my coordinator and I'm like, tell photo and video, we're going to have to push by like 15 minutes. It's totally fine. Like I had 45 minutes set aside for us to take photos outside, but it's obviously raining, so we're not going to do that. But after that time, I had an hour for inside photos, so we can kind of group it all together. My schedule meant nothing. So we get there and it's just like everything is fine. It's great. They really mean what they say when they're like, you're not going to care. Like on the
Yeah.
day of, like nothing is going to go wrong for you because like you're going to be fine. So the more like when we got there, it was supposed to be a half an hour of us like getting dressed. And so like one videographer would be with me, one would be with Nick. The photographer would be back and forth. And we were just like going to get dressed and like whatever, get photos of us all in our matching outfits, and then which I'm wearing. If you're watching on YouTube, this is what I got ready in. It's so soft and cozy. I'm glad I have it still. And then we're gonna get dressed, do our first look at 10:15. We're starting group photos. 11, we're starting group photos inside. 12 is the wedding. So like I had this all mapped out. We did get there at 9:30. We probably do our first look at like 10:30. They're getting Nick set up. Like they took their time in the morning to do detail shots and get videos of like my dress on the hanger and our rings and my flowers and everything. And it was just really nice because like I know that those are going to be like great.
Important to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
important. And it was so chill. I was worried that people were gonna be like, come on, come on, come on, we gotta go. But everything was chill. We had music on again. We had they gave us stuff to make apple cider mimosas in our bridal suite. Everyone was just really laid back and having fun and laughing and dancing and whatever. And so I finally got dressed and all the bridesmaids got dressed and I showed everyone the dress for the first time, which was really fun. If you're a bride, highly recommend not showing anyone your dress except for like a couple people because it was really special to do like a first look with my bridesmaids. It was just really, really fun to like have that like moment with my girls. And then I got to watch Nick get set up for our first look, which luckily the rain stopped long enough for us to be able to do that outside. It was like
Yeah.
raining kind of and like misty, but I was like, fuck it, we're doing it. I don't care, which is like truly, I did not care about things on the day of like I did beforehand. Like I would have originally been like, oh, if it's raining, we're staying inside. I don't want my hair to get messed up. I don't want my makeup to get messed up. I don't want my dress to get wet. And on the day of, I was like, I want outside photos. I don't care. Let's just go. It'll be fun. So we did
Yeah.
outside, which was great. And then came in and like we got to do our bridal party photos outside too, which was really fun. And then like just stayed
Nick,
inside.
how was it?
Oh yeah.
I was
Getting
going to
ready
say,
for
Nick, how was it getting ready for you? Yeah.
I woke up early, but my guys were required to wake up at 8:30 to be at my room at 8:45. We were going to be in an Uber at 9 and at the venue by
Okay.
9. We called 2 Uber XLs. Nobody drove us. One of our Uber XLs shows up. It's a beautiful brand new Tesla. The other one shows up and it looks like the minivan in the Kendrick Lamar album cover. And all we're doing the whole way is just going back and forth chasing this minivan that is driving no less than 120 miles an hour on 95. We get to the venue, and then, of course, everybody's like, all right, so what do you do now? Do I get dressed?
I actually haven't heard about your morning, so this is fun.
I'll tell you all about it.
Thank you.
Everybody looks at me, so do we get dressed? What do we do? Guys, I have no idea. I've been told, but I've
never done this before. I don't know.
How long does it take you to put on pants, a dress shirt, and tie a tie? Okay, so we'll wait for somebody to tell us. right? Uh, Fortunately, we had the best staff. Albert, our
Mhm.
photographer, Pat from Easy Video Productions, um,
Lauren and Gina from the
shameless plugs. Lauren and Gina, who turned around and just guided me through the whole morning. We had a big old Yeti cooler filled with what I thought was more beer and high noons than we needed. We needed more. We were not
Sorry,
drinking
that's on
this
me.
martinis all morning, but we were only up for like 25 minutes, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it was fun though. Then we had our first look. I was a fucking mess all day.
It
I'm
was
telling
funny. We
people,
were we were all watching from the top windows, watching you guys do your first look because we obviously it was like you guys were outside and everyone was still inside, but we were up in the bedrooms, like peering through the windows, like watching you guys do your first look. We
I'm
have it on.
walking up
Carly
behind
has it on video.
Yeah, I want to see that, but I'm walking up behind Nick and he goes, "Can you see my leg shaking?" His leg is like, and I was like, "Yeah, actually."
I had told everyone, I'm like, the only things that make me cry are like surprises. I've thought about this day every day for the last several years. There's really no part of me that is going to be surprised. I
Hey,
was
me too.
a
Me
fucking
too.
mess. An absolute mess for the first look, when I opened my gift, when I
When
was
I helped Kate put on her dress, that was kind of the start for me. That was the start for me. And Allie looks at me and she goes, "I thought you were gonna be a stone cold bitch this morning. You were not showing any emotion during getting ready. I thought you weren't gonna cry today, and now you've been crying the most." And I said,
we're the same.
"Please, please."
It
We are the
was
same.
also in a very poetic uh moment to get Nick to turn around for our first look. I said, "Hey, butthead."
Oh,
It just came to me in the moment and I was like, I gotta do it. So yeah, Nick turns around, he's just like sobbing. I was like, "Oh buddy, it's okay." I was like, I took the role as like the comforter. I was like, "It's all right. Like, oh, it's okay. I'm happy to see you." And he's like, "Yeah, me too." So we was out there. It was like so great. And that was like really fun to just like be inside, and we took like family photos inside and got ready. And then the big thing was like the rain tent.
hmm
And everyone who knows me knows I was panicking about the rain tent because I was like, I wanted to get married under this tree. That's why I booked this venue. And I do not want a tent flap as my backdrop as I'm getting married in my photos and videos. I can't think of anything uglier right now. Like, I was like, no, I hate it.
hmm
So we go, I'm literally like doing rain dances. I'm like praying for the first time.
Every
I'm
single
like,
day for 2 weeks, Kate's texting me the radar. She's texting me the weather report.
and everyone's like, "It's gonna be okay," and I'm like, "It's not gonna be okay." So, anyways, it rains. We know it, but the venue was great, and they were like, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have the front and the back of the tent open, so there will be
Mhm.
no flaps. So, and which is great because where it is, behind us was like a rock wall and trees and leaves blowing, and there's twinkle lights in the tent, so it was like ended up being
It was
beautiful.
beautiful,
So
yeah.
I was okay with it. And then luckily, again, the rain slowed down for the ceremony. So we got to walk up to the tent, like do like the processional walk without umbrellas. Like we had
Yep.
umbrellas just in case, but we didn't actually have to use them.
It's fine.
Yeah, I heard. So we're doing that. That's when I started panicking. That was like the first time I was like, oh shit. Like I'm sitting there with my dad and I just looked at him and I was like, I'm getting married right now. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, it's happening. They're walking. Nick's walking. I see him going in there right now. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God. Like it like hit me and my like heart was racing. At one point we just heard everyone just like burst into laughter. And I was like, I know David and Hannah just walked down the aisle. So a thing that I loved that I did was for my whole life, my younger brother and his best friend Hannah, we grew up next to each other. They're the same age. She was a bridesmaid for me. She's like my little sister. So I've always joked that they were both going to be my ring bearer and flower girl at my wedding. It's just been like a running joke for my whole life. So obviously they're 23 now, but I said, that doesn't mean anything. Y'all are still my ring bearer flower girl. Get ready.
Which was very funny because during our walkthrough on Thursday, Gina, who was one of the coordinators, was like, "Who's handling the rings?" And Kate goes, "My brother, David, he's a ring bearer." And she goes, "Do we trust him?" And we're like, "He's 23, so yeah, we hope that we trust him." She goes, "Okay, I thought he was a little kid."
Yeah, like no, he's a full-grown adult. He has a job. He has
He
a
has a job.
salaried job.
He's a tax-paying citizen of this country.
So, anyways, like I can't wait to see it on video because I didn't get to see it, but they both, unbeknownst to me, took their job so seriously.
They
And
did. They really did.
we had not discussed like what they were gonna do, but they're like linked arms. Hannah's handing flowers. I gave her like a thing of loose stems that came with my flowers. She's handing a flower to every single person in the aisle. David is taking it upon himself to show everyone the rings in his hand. He has the ring box and he's just like showing everyone the rings. People are loving it. So I like can't wait to watch that back because like I
Comedic gold, really.
like so funny. So then well, first the processional music. Everyone walked down to a piano version of Perfect by of Tannery C by Ed Sheeran. It was a
Mhm.
piano version of Tannery C. And then my dad and I walked down to a piano version of Perfect by Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
It is true.
I don't remember what we walked down to, so
I blacked out.
yeah.
Nick's just crying. He couldn't hear anything over his song.
Me and Nick up there crying together.
Loud crying, ugly crying.
I can't wait to see all the photos.
Biting
I'm
my
gonna
lip,
look
shaking
so
my-
ugly.
I'm walking down. I'm like holding my dress up with one hand because it's just like wet out and like I'd already been out in the rain. So it was just like soaked and heavy and like dragging on the ground. So I'm holding it up. I'm holding my dad, trying to hold my flowers. I'm just kind of laughing. We get to there. Nick's a mess. Our friend Emily does like the best job
Oh,
ever.
beautiful.
It was the best. We did our vows. We wrote our own. They were great. They were like weirdly similar.
Yeah, for anyone who's listening, I gave a speech, maid of honor speech at the reception, and months before the wedding, Kate tells me that I should compare notes with her dad for our speeches. And Mike and I look at each other and we go, "What stories are we gonna have that are gonna be the
I don't
same?"
remember saying that. But
Yeah, you guys are like, "You got to compare notes. You got to compare notes."
I
And
remember
Mike
that.
and I are like, "No."
I think
And
I meant you guys
then
to like help each other out writing
But
speeches.
in reality, I needed to compare notes with you guys and Emily because 95% of my speech and my stories were brought up between the two of your vows and Emily's ceremony speeches. And I was like, okay, well, just reiterating everything that everyone's already said.
That was
So
the best part that you like ad-libbed that in your speech. It was so funny. But yeah, so we had our ceremony. We walked out to I'm in Love with You
I'm in love
by
with
the
you.
1975, which was so much
Iconic.
fun. I was just
It
like
was really fun.
dancing out like outside the tent. Like it was just like so much fun. We got a couple minutes in the venue by ourselves after to be like, hey, we just got married.
And you signed your
marriage license.
marriage license.
Emily signed it, which was great. And then we headed into the tent, which was cocktail hour and reception because of the rain. And it was great. Like got to see people and mingle and people. The good thing was that we had our wedding coordinator made sure that in the room that we hung out in after the ceremony for 10 minutes by ourselves had a plate for each of us of all of our appetizers and drinks.
Which was a good call because I didn't get any of the appetizers.
Yeah. So we did that, which was nice because we got to like have them. We were like, we paid for these and we like really picked them out.
And I needed it because I had nothing but alcohol and tears in my system. I gave myself a headache from crying so hard. I was like, I need to eat something or I'm going to pass out.
Yeah. So big tip for everyone planning a wedding. Make sure that you have their food like after the ceremony when you like go to sign the marriage license or whatever. Like take a couple minutes and like have your food there. And then we saw everyone and then it was time to sit down and Nick and I did our first dance, which was Black and White by Niall Horan, Nick's birthday twin.
That's right. We went to the U seminar together.
And then we did speeches. My dad did a speech and then Nicole did a hysterical speech. Liz did it.
Liz did a speech
went.
and then it was me.
Liz did like a very heartfelt. It was funny because I felt like everyone's speeches were very them. Like my dad was like kind of jokey, dad humor, like really great. Liz's was like so like heartfelt and like
she memorized it. I think that was very
Yeah.
Liz.
Yeah, she did.
yeah,
She memorized her whole speech.
Yeah, it was great. I was crying the whole time for her. I was like, oh my God, okay, please, I'm a mess. And then Nicole got up there, was like comedic relief, was just like so funny and so Nicole. Like it was like perfect. Like it was so good. And then Nick's best man Day went up and gave like a hysterical, like heartfelt
Yeah.
speech. It was so good. The speeches were awesome.
Yeah, they were so good. And Nick's best man is from Upper Peninsula, Michigan, so he has the accent. He has a Midwestern wholesome accent, so he could have gotten up there and said anything, and it would have been amazing. But the fact that it was so filled with like such heartwarming stories of the two of them was so special. I just feel like it's funny because I'm like, for me and you, like we've just gotten into so many shenanigans in the past 6 years that we've been friends. And I feel like because we have a podcast, like so many people already know everything that we
I
do because
know.
we're always talking about it. So I'm like was trying to pull from the depths to be like, okay, what don't people already know about the two of us?
Like it was so good. I can't wait for the video because I'm definitely posting your speech on the
And
Instagram.
and like Liz's was very much about like your two friendship, but I was like, I like love you both like so much. So I was like, I have to incorporate like both
Yeah,
Kate and Nick into my stories. So it was
it
it
was
was a tricky situation, but I
so
loved doing
perfect.
it.
It
I
was,
probably could have stood up there and did 10 minutes.
yeah.
So
Wish you did.
yeah, you and no one else.
True. Yeah, and then we ate food. We had family style dinner, brunch because we did a brunch wedding. Our wedding started at noon. So we had
Some of
chicken
the
and
best
waffles.
coffee that I've ever had.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was really good.
good. We can't wait to tell Gretel
I
that.
got a latte and it was
So
delicious.
good. Yeah, she's awesome. And then for food, we had mini quiches, fruit with like a honey yogurt dip. We had chicken and waffles, steak and egg hash,
Grilled
and
cheese tomato soup shooters.
mm-hmm, mini
Mhm.
spanakopita's, mini avocado toast, and a Waldorf style quinoa salad with grilled chicken. And then we had apple cider donuts and Walmart pies for dessert.
The pies were good. I don't know if you had any
I
of them.
didn't
They were
get to
pretty
have any.
tasty.
I'm like kind of mad about
They
it.
were tasty.
I can't
Um,
tell you how many people have told me how much they enjoyed the pie, and I've enjoyed nothing more than telling them that we bought it at
It was
Walmart.
from Walmart.
like so funny.
They were so good. I'm
Shout
listen,
out to Walmart.
Walmart knows how to do
you
pie.
they know what they're doing.
They do.
If it ain't broke, don't
Um,
fix it, you know?
amazing. Exactly. Yeah, and then
Yeah, the
after we ate,
reception, I'll say, like, the reception was so fun, the food was delicious, I think everyone was so it was my sister's first wedding, and she was like, you're telling me that weddings start at, like, 7 p.m.? Like, why is that a thing? Why are all weddings not, like, in the middle of the day? Like, this is perfect." And I was like, "You're absolutely right. Like, this is how weddings should be." Because we had
amen.
the after party, and it was, like, at 6 p.m., and we were all in bed by, like, midnight, and it was perfect.
So good. Yeah, the reception was really fun. Our DJ was great. He did
I
need
did
to
have to
play.
threaten to kill him. I did have to threaten to kill the DJ. He was kind of going on his own journey, even though he was not supposed to go on his own journey.
Sir, this has been
Um,
carefully curated for you. You know what all you have to do
exactly.
is hit play.
We
I
weren't
did
asking
tell
for
him
much.
like I trusted him and to like read the vibes and like play stuff from like the request list and like feel the vibes. But then I also said don't play Bruno Mars and he played Bruno Mars and I was like, yo,
Fourth song.
Twice.
yeah, twice. I
Twice.
said
He played two Bruno Mars songs. And so after that, so Kate's little brother's date, Meg, came out to me and she goes, "So I just informed the DJ that he has to start playing songs off of the playlist, but can you please back me up if he doesn't?" And I said, "I got you, girl." And so a couple songs go by and I'm like looking at Kate and I'm like, "Is it on the playlist? Yes or no?" And she's like, "Yes, this one is." And or nope, this one is not. And so I was like, "All right, I'm going up there." And so Carly goes up and she goes, "Can you play Wolves by One Direction?" And he tells her, "I have to play songs on the playlist." And Carly goes, "It is on the playlist." So, okay, so now it's 5:15. He still hasn't played Wolves. And I go up
it's
to
over at
him
5:30.
at 5:30 and I go, "I'm going to tell you right now, the bride's favorite One Direction song is Wolves, and if you don't play it right now, she's going to be very mad." Next song that came on was Wolves. And
That's
Kate
so good.
runs to the dance floor, and I looked at him. "See that? Yeah, I know, bitch. You should have been playing it a long time ago."
Like
You asked me originally. Kate comes up to me and is like, "I need you to go talk to the DJ."
Oh, you should have asked me.
I
I know.
cannot
I would have
walk. I could not walk more than 5 feet without having to take a photo,
being
have a
yeah.
drink.
Yeah.
You know that's what I'm there for. I'm bad cop, so you
I
tell
know,
me.
but I was like, I didn't want him to like think that people were like just trying to make their request. Like he thought about Carly. Like I was like, if it's one of us, but I'm a pussy, so I couldn't do
I
it.
grabbed Meg, who grabbed Nicole. So it all came full circle. I was
Yeah.
like,
So it
Meg,
came full circle anyway.
Yeah.
But
I should
please.
have
I was like, listen here, buckaroonie. And I think for me too, because obviously him and Lauren came up to me and Liz to talk about the acapella singing, to ask us what we should do. And so he obviously knew that I was someone to at least talk to about things that were happening. So if it was me who had gone up at the beginning, it probably would have happened sooner rather
Yeah.
than later. But I was
Whatever.
like,
Everyone had a
next
good time.
wedding.
Everyone liked the music. So
it
like
was good. It was incredible. I think overall it was very fun. There was no shout. There was no YMCA. So
that's
I
all
was
I asked
incredibly
for.
I
happy.
love Shout. Unpopular opinion in
He
this
loves
room,
Shout.
but I love Shout. I wanted my Wedding Crashers moment. You guys stole that from me.
It was
So sorry. All right.
think
At
the
my
music
wedding, I'll play shout for you against every fiber of my
And
being.
I'll make sure that they play the playlist.
yeah,
Perfect.
perfect. Yeah, it was good. I think the music was really great. Like we had good dance songs too. Like my dad and I
Mhm.
danced to a Grateful Dead song. Nick and his mom danced to Sweet Child of Mine, the Sheryl Crow version, which everyone really liked. It was just really great. And then afterwards, we went bowling for our after
Which was
party,
also so fun.
which also
Everyone was
uh,
just like
just
having a
like the
blast.
welcome drinks, like
Yeah.
75% of the wedding showed up. Like I was like
Every
shocked at how many
yeah,
people showed
we
up.
took over King's entertainment and dining and just made it
There was
our
a
own.
DJ
Unannounced.
there.
Unannounced.
DJ Torres
Yeah. DJ
was the
Torres.
best. He really was putting together bangers.
Yeah, he was.
There was an arcade, there was bowling alley. I can't wait to see the photos of you two at the bowling alley. That's what
I
I'm
know,
really
I'm really
excited
excited
about.
about those. Yeah, our photographer came because I'll say it again. You guys need to hire Albert from Lost is Found
I mean,
Studio.
he went to Ireland with the two of them for their engagement
He came
photos.
to Ireland
So
with us. He came to our wedding. He came to bowling at our after party. Like he's literally the best. But yeah, the after party was so much fun, and I just can't believe how many people came and stayed for so long. We had at least 5 lanes going at one point next to each other.
yeah,
That was over
yeah,
half of the bowling alley.
yeah.
Was like at our wedding party. It was like, and people are getting drinks, they're getting food, they're bowling, they're running around, they're playing games. It was like the best, like so much fun.
It was so fun. I think overall the weekend was an absolute blast, and I think anyone who attended that wedding will be thinking about it for a very, very long time.
I feel like we missed something though. These were all mostly positive stories. It was a perfect wedding. It was a perfect weekend.
Do we
You
have
guys are
something
both trying to
negative?
figure out where I'm going with this, right? But was there any drama? Were there any hookups?
Oh,
Were there any eligible bachelors and or bachelorettes?
the problem is that almost no one was single at Kate and Nick's wedding.
Only girls.
We had been asking for a list of eligible bachelors for months, and lo and behold, there were not any really.
3. There were 3.
3, and of which Nick said I wouldn't recommend any for you, and I said fantastic, thank you so much. So we are waiting for the last shuttle home, right? And it's the last shuttle. It's mostly the bridal party. Kate had already gone home with someone. Nick was there, but like on the bus, and I just my phone gets lit up, and Carly goes, "Check your text," and I'm looking, and it's Daniela is making out with Jake, who's I think you're one of your rugby friends.
No, it's a long story. We don't have to.
Okay,
Jake's
we
a
don't have to
friend.
get into it. He's one of Nick's invites, and Daniela is one of Kate's invites, and they're on the shuttle bus just macking each other's faces, which was truly, truly incredible to witness, because that was basically the only fun drama of the night. That we didn't expect it to be Daniela and Jake. Kaylee definitely was top of my roster for someone who was going to make out with someone at the wedding, and she couldn't pull trig. She could pull trig, but she was only pulling trig on that Terminator game at the arcade, the shooting game, and not
Shoot.
and not shooting her
She
shot
was
in a
pulling
different way.
literal trigger.
She was not shooting her shot in a way that mattered. So it
I'm
was
dead.
truly just like so iconic. And then Daniela ended up getting COVID, so sucks to suck.
Like,
But I think that was truly like the only drama. There was
and it wasn't
no,
even
I feel like
drama.
it wasn't even drama. It was just like fun,
Fun.
and we got to make fun of her for it. And I think it was, people keep asking me like, oh, like, was there any family drama or was there anything going on? I was like, honestly, not that I was aware of.
Not that
Like,
I was
unless
aware of
there
either.
were things happening outside of my purview, like, it was just so much fun. And I think that's what you get when you have weddings on when you're older and not like 25, because your friends are not as like messy and sloppy anymore
Yeah.
with an open bar. So
Yes.
The longer your boyfriend waits to propose, the better your wedding is going to be.
100%.
Period. You heard it here.
That's how it works. No, but I think like, oh, buddy, like my biggest thing, and like what I've been telling everyone that has been saying like what a great wedding it was, is just like you just have to do what you want to do. And like,
Yeah.
remember that this is a day about you. It's not a day about anyone else. It's not a day about like what's expected. Like Nick and I love brunch. And like, we were like, I was like, I wanted brunch at wedding. Like I wanted to start at noon. And everyone was like, I've never heard of that. Like, you can't do that. I've never heard of it. And I'm like, who says I can't do that? Like, I'm going to do it. And like, I'm going to have brunch food there and I'm going to have coffee and we're going to do like Bloody Marys and mimosas as our signature drinks. And like, it was just
perfect.
very much like us. And
It was so, yeah, it was so you guys, from the music to the location and the food and even like the people there, I think is such a testament to your love and like the people that you bring together. So it was an incredible reflection of the
yeah, it
two of
was
you.
so fun. It was so fun. It was just like the best. Like I just keep looking at photos and stuff. And I'm like, and the thing is, I thought I would be like, oh, I wish I could have done this differently, or I wish I could have done this differently, or even like, oh, I wish I could go back and live it again. And I'm like, I don't wish I did anything differently. And I don't even like, of course, I wish I could go and do it again, but I'm just so happy with how it was that I'm like, I don't even feel that. Like, I just feel like happy with it. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, I got like depressed after my wedding because I'd been like building it up so much. And I'm like, I felt that maybe the day after I cried a lot, but I had also been like keeping my emotions in check during the wedding day. So I cried a lot the next day. But like, I just look back on it, I'm like, that was like the best day of my life. And like, I wouldn't do anything different. It
Was
was
there
like,
anything you would do differently, Nick?
No. No, it was perfect. No notes, no changes. I'm glad it's over, but I only mean that to say that it went perfectly.
yeah.
We went on the best mini moon. We'll save that for
Mm-hmm.
episode. But yeah, all in all, it was great. I wouldn't have done anything differently.
He even was like not psyched that he was like, we don't need a videographer. We don't need this. We don't need that. And then after the wedding, I was like, so what do you think? And we got our wedding video, like our like Instagram reel. And Nick was like, no, I'm so glad we had that. And I was like, so big win for me.
So it all works out. It all works out. Now you guys get to look forward to planning your honeymoon at some point
And
down
your
the line.
wedding.
I've seen, okay, knock on wood. Um, I've seen a lot of people do like their honeymoons on their 1 year anniversary, as to like do like their a little fun um reason to celebrate, which is, I think, a really cute idea. But I'm eager to see where you guys end up choosing.
Me too.
Because I'll be there.
Yeah.
That
feels
Nicole's
like a perfect place to wrap.
Nicole's like, I look forward to seeing where we go.
Either way, yes, this is the perfect place to wrap. We did say we only wanted to do 30 minutes, but here we are an hour and a half later.
As if we were ever going to keep it to 20 or 30 minutes. Like, we can't not talk.
If you guys have any other questions about the wedding, please feel free to slide into our DMs. Kate will be more than happy to answer any of those for you. But thanks for listening. And until then, till next time.
See you on the
We'll see you on the
internet.
internet. Bye.
Bye.